only way we can begin to get rid of vote buying. Parliamentary candidate, Senor Afenyo. Sedem Afenyo, order number 2. It's in the Monto Abanamano. Now, Uncle President Mahama Ichigo. Mr. Sedem Afenyo is the Okwa. Now we know constituents the engineer. Yes, let's appoint to my head and say you're being accountable to ensure that what shape Pia, what the woman who be do washing so. You need to go through what reality will hit. Nina a young promo, your best says emotional when you put it on a casa, and say some of a casa. We would want to see you go to Parliament this year as well as in 4 years' time. T-shirts.
I am a Democrat and I love democracy, and I believe that the purpose of multi-party democracy, the bottom line, is to give the people good life, quality service. Any attempt to suppress the will of the people automatically shows that you don't like competition. But competition brings out the best in people, and when you come out with the best, the people benefit. We should not attempt to do anything otherwise by using institutions to suppress this beautiful democracy that we have built for ourselves. When we are in government and you go to opposition, it is not firing squad. It's an opportunity to make a thorough appraisal of what you need and appraise what your colleague is doing in government and see how best you can come back to do something better. So it's also a learning process. So when I hear people thinking of suppression, doing funny things to suppress the will of the people, they are not people who believe in competition. And I think that the state institutions must live up to their required expectation. This is our country. When you allow people to suppress the will of the people, this is the type of service you get from them. You may be okay, but your brothers and sisters are not okay. And every day, they will knock on your door for support. And when that happens, you are equally as poor as the poor person. So let's work together. Let's work within the law. Don't let us pamper politicians. When you pamper politicians, this is the service we'll give you. They'll serve you what you have now today. Let the politicians work. Let them work. And let them work for us because we kept them there. I am confident with the Mama's next NDC government, we are going to work. We are going to work to put the economy on track. And that is why we say we are going to reset the economy. So join us to push this government away. Join us. Come together with one common aim to reset this country. And we are going to do that with you. You and you and you will be part of the reset agenda of Ghana under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We shall get there, inshallah. We shall get there. Only cowards use state institutions to suppress the will of the people. If you are confident of yourself, let's compete and we'll see what will happen. It's only cowards. They are cowards, and that is all.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Or maybe a total overhaul, because this constitution definitely is very sick. It wasn't meant for these times that we are in now.
Lawyer, just finally before I let you go, we're just a few weeks to a crucial major elections. This that has happened in Parliament and from the Supreme Court angle and everything. Is this going to affect the composition or even the arrangements for the elections in any way? Should we be worried that such things are happening only weeks before a major election like this?
Well, naturally, yes. We cannot totally discount these events. No, we will be naive to discount these events totally. But I also see that the Ghanaian spirit, we are very resilient people. We are very resilient people. So we surmount it. I can see that at the end of the day, Ghana will keep together. Yes, though there are troubling indications, we are not happy with the way the EC is not willing to do the forensic audit. Because if the EC has nothing to fear, why won't EC do the forensic audit for the whole world to see, like was done in Kenya, etc.? So this Supreme Court decision to, yes, it has come to reduce confidence in the judicial system, etc. We can't run away from that. But if you look at Ghana, you see, the way we intermarry, okay, we intercohabit, etc. No, we can't plunge this country into a state of war. No, I don't see that. We will pull through. I mean, to be very clear, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have performed poorly. I have no doubt whatsoever that we are going to vote against the MPP resoundingly. I have no doubt whatsoever. I supported Akufo-Addo. I've never voted for JM. But right now, today, I can't play ostrich. NDC is the biggest opposition. They usually have at least about 45%. So they need just about 5% to cross. So people like us, the floating voters, who usually change. Yes, we'll go in that direction. We can't hide it because with the way Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have looted this country, I cannot vote for Bawumia. Bawumia, listen, his in-law, Ramadan, Samira's brother, took a scholarship, about £18,000. He didn't attend the school. He couldn't even arrange to defer the the admission. So the money just went into a drain. About £18,000. You know how many students I could have catered for here? Bawumia's brothers are taking sole sourcing contracts for road construction, etc. The cocoa board roads, right? Other things, PDS, Bawumia was involved in. So many things. I voted for them in 2016. I cannot vote for the same Bawumia. No, I'll be rewarding corruption. So he has to go. Let somebody else come. At least the solace is that JM, when it comes to the records, his record on corruption is better than Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. JM's lowest mark on the fight against corruption was 43. Akufo-Addo, since he came, he and Bawumia, for the 7 years, their best mark is 43. So JM's lowest is Akufo-Addo's best. I mean, so, and of course, it's not just Akufo-Addo. If you read Article 76, etc., Bawumia helps the president. Yes, he's vice president. He can't run away from that record. So, based on the record, look, corruption, press freedom, democracy index, and the economy, JM has it. I mean, let's be very factual. Not because he's an angel, but relatively. You see, we are comparing relatively. It's not like we have Angel Gabriel in the mix and we are refusing to vote. Angel Gabriel is not part of this election. We are comparing Bawumia and John Mahama. And it's clear that John Mahama is a better candidate. So he will win. That one, I have no doubt.
All right, lawyer, thank you very much. This is lawyer Martin Kpebu, and we just dragged him out.
GCPP. And the blue one? NPP. Good. Green one is for what is NDC? Yeah. You are here to play. Okay, to continue. Very good. So they all have their series.
Always anger your problems in here in Ghana, but you want their vote. You want their vote, eh? Every and California, if you normal vote, I'm MPP. What statement I'll make here and say.
And watching all this and what has transpired, it will mean that we seem to be at a crossroads. Solo.
No, I mean, one of the things that the lawyers in this country, together with the judiciary, has succeeded in inflicting on the people of this country is to confuse all of us.
Why? Why do you say that?
They have damaged every Ghanaian. Now you don't know which is which. The same lecturers lecturing them, the same constitution, written black and white, yet people are coming with all sort of wild interpretations.
You mean you think we are going just helter-skelter?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very surprised with what my brother Ishaq Ibrahim is doing this morning. I was in the MPP in 2020. I never heard him say that the speaker's ruling was wrong. He never said it anyway. Yet today, conveniently, he's saying that he disagrees with Michael Quay. That cannot be. When the general secretary of a political party writes, what it means is that the party, that is the party's position. Party says the moment you declare that intention of contesting as an independent candidate, you are not part of them. Which I agree. General secretary writes to the speaker, speaker acts on it, and gives a ruling. By virtue of that, the man is taken out of parliament. Someone just told me this morning that the karma that used to work was karma slow. Now we have karma fast.
Who told you that?
Oh, and my old lady said this karma is too fast. I mean, just 4 years ago, people that are arguing, that are running to the Supreme Court, told us that this was the position which was affirmed by the Speaker of Parliament. And the same facts, same circumstance, and even the same personality, character involved. The same people have come back and telling us that, oh, that is not the case. looking straight into the faces of you and I and insulting our intelligence. Why must we allow that to happen?
What are you saying? That it's makes of double standards?
The actions of the MPP is just insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians. Take it from me.
How can you say that?
It is total insult. That you that said yesterday that someone left your party to contest as an independent candidate, and by virtue of that must be cleared from parliament, which decision was taken that you have to be cleared from parliament, is today telling us that cannot be the case. And you think it's not an insult into our intelligence? Can any NPP member confidently tell me that now they consider Cynthia Morrison as part of the NPP?
I don't understand. What do you mean by that pronouncement?
Because it is automatic. Cynthia Morrison is no more a member of the NPP. Kwadwo Asante is no more a member of the NPP.
By virtue of the rules they've set for themselves.
So don't allow anybody to bring legal technicalities to confuse you. If the constitution was meant for only lawyers, then they shouldn't be selling to ordinary people. If the constitution, because selling a constitution to me means you are written in simple language. Why do we make this so difficult?
So are you saying that the Supreme Court, as well as the other individuals, the protagonists or the antagonists in all the story, whether it's Afenyo Markin, the bulk of the MPP caucus, etc., are not reading the mood of their supporters in the country?
No, they are only deceiving them.
Deceiving?
Yes, giving them false hope. It's false hope. Look, this was the same speaker. I mean, come to think of it, Roland. Election 2020, when we went to the polls, Ghanaians gave the NDC 137, MPP 137. That was the case. Since when the mathematics told you that 137 is greater than 137? So it means we didn't have a majority parliament and we didn't have a minority parliament. It was equal.
Hey guys, what's going on? James here, back with Get On Stream, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can add a scrolling text effect inside OBS or Streamlabs so that you can have that same sort of effect that a news channel would have scrolling along to the bottom of your stream. Maybe you've got an announcement you want to share with a scrolling effect. Maybe you want to have your followers come in with a scrolling effect. Whatever it is, you can have a cool background with your logo. Here to Streamlabs, you can see I've got like a template set up. If you are new here, let's show you exactly how to do this. It's actually really easy. So we're going to come in here to Streamlabs. You can see I've got like a template set up right here. So what you want to do is come over to sources, click the plus right here. I'm going to add in text. Now you can add this effect to anything in OBS or any layer in OBS, but I'm going to go ahead and add this text effect right here. We're just going to name it text GDI. You can name it whatever you want, and I'm just going to put in this is sample text. So you can see that text is now coming up at the top of my screen here in the left hand side. So next thing you want to do is obviously, if you want to change your font or size or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that in here. Once that is done, you can come in here and click the done button, right click now on that text layer, come to filters and click edit filters. We want to add a new filter. The filter we're going to be adding is called scroll right here in this drop down. It's also inside OBS. It's the default for all of these software. So I'm going to click add on this, and you can see we get some settings right here. So for just a general scrolling text effect, I would recommend putting your horizontal scroll speed to about 100 or in around that, and you can see it moving along the top of my screen right here. What I'm going to do is set my limit width to the same size as my scene in OBS or in Streamlabs, which is 1920. So now you can see this goes right along the top of my screen. So that's looking good. It's giving me the effect that I want. You would probably place some sort of banner or something like that behind this. Texas gonna
Ghana
start
e won sase yantamu a e ya sase pa na bu akuya yo pa na wotu wani a ye wuhu e ye akuyafo bebra o ye kuya no nkuma mu se de beya obenya bibia bobra se akuyafo ya o ye kuya e woni nkuma mu suwi o mu dodo no a enko school da no mu ni akade nso a ye de ye kuya no ye wo mu ni mu a e ye wo ma ho den ene tete kwan no a ye fa so ye kuya aso ene nse kan no no mo adwuma din nyina achi no e be ye kire no no mu ni bibia e de kire na se ko ba se o mo hye bere betumi asese se okuyani bere bebrebe obetumi atwa so mfudie bebrebe ama asesa na brabo a osusu se de na nkebesi we ene one golden acre project no ne botaye ene ne bohye the one golden acre project e dwumadi sonko a ne botaye ne se ebebu akuyafo a wo yekuya ne nkuma mu na hye wo dwumadi mu kena e wo me aya hodo bi a ye yekuya e wo Ghana ha dwumadi yi hwese yebina agriculture service center stations a ebebu akuyafo no e wo mo hia de mu ebiti wo kuya yo no ahyase e kosisi obebi sa service centers yi e ho ne akuyafo no bepemoa ebema akuyafo no nya abenfo mfudi a ye yekuya kuya yo hu nimdie fira abenfo ho na aboa won ama akande bi a na nkakane no omo nsentili nka no wo mo nsaka sa dwupo yi eden sacha ye sonko kra e na bebre akuyafo kane no ananka akuyafo no abre e wo ma ho odi mu no sese die oni center no e be ka bum e wo mu kuya yo ni se de be ya e be ti won bre so mo yemfa ne baako na ye nchirem die di kan e ye land preparation se wo siesie asase no center yi ebu akuyafo ama wo siesie woni asase no ebra onam abefo mfidie kwan so wo siesie asase no eni mu anwea ama asase no ye krado se yemfidie mfidie e wo so sa kwa wo ebua ama akuyafo e kra ebre e de wa ho den se wo de toto kane kwan ya no fa so no ho a ye to so bienu e ye se ye bia niaba no seed planting ebra asase no ye krado no center no e ma akuyafo no eniaba e so do so wa sa mo nim di fon so mo ma bo mo ababa e wo kwan ya obefa so e bia no ho se wo timi dua niaba ni yi a ebua ama timi su yi enso ma ne mbaniane no enya apomode nso ye to so bio fertilizers and irrigation e ye oya asase yi ene se ye ma no ban nso enya nsu ya bere nyina center no ebua e ma akuyafo no oya asase yi ahodo ebio opekwan ya obefa so ama no ban enya nsu apomu nyina sa abefo akade yi ebua hwese apomu nyina no eno ban betimi enya ahodene na mfa mo ni wie mu nsa kyerɛ no enya de ebenya nsu so bɔne bia e wo no ban so ye to so bio weeding and pest control say ye don no ban no ase na ye hwese emwa wa mo bia nso emere no ban no sese die adon enye podua emma akuyafo ni bio center no ebu akuyafo no emma wom abefo akade a ye dedo ye san so de komo awamoawa se wonwe no ban no emma no ban no esu yi ankasa e wo bra emura bia entete woni ye ka ho bio e ye harvesting se ye twa no ban no se no ban no esu bie na wo se ye twa center no ntena ho sa wo de abefo mfidi ahodo a ye di twa no ban ebu akuyafo no amodi twa won no ban no emma no ban twa no eye ntem ebi nsei na emma akuyafo no so eho nyira won we nyina akiri no one golden acre project no enso ho se akuyafo ni twa won no ban no wi a ye ma akuyafo no kwanya se obekra won no ban no e wo center ho ana se opese oton na mu hu a na se obekra wo center ho a ehu ka bi a wo bebo no center no e de gi no ban ni bi ye nti adeso bi a meda akuyafo no so so okopesika e de abetua emfudie no ebeka ni nyina no e ye kwani ni dia ye mu akwanya no mo asie gina ye ye wo mo pese wo mo de ye se wo mo paw se wo mo befa center no so e de aton wo mfudie no ana se wo mo paw se wo mo bekra ni nyina kire se kwani no e wo fa ahodie se wo kire de wo pese wo de no ban eye na de wo mo ankasa hyebre e hye won sem de di dwuma de mu ntintimman ba ko pa eye agriculture service centers no sa centers yi ya ye se e de moa e be ma akuyafo e wo o mu kuyayo ana mo ntuo ni nyina mu a e be boa wom ama wo mu mfuo e ka ba ko no e betimi aye mfaso de do so e de ama wom e firi bra wo siesie won sase no e kosi bra wo dua enuaba ene se ye gugu sunsuo e de ama wom ye man wo ya asase yi na ya do ho na ne krakra mu nso no e kosi otwabre one golden acre project yi ye mfa nsi kuyayo no nko awo e wodwuma de mu no ye tokoso boa akuyafo ama mu timi ton wo mfudie no e wo edwa ahodo nso mu enam saa ye so e mo mu nya wo mfudie so mfaso ebra ya boa akuyafo no e wa kwan ahodo a ya bobo so nyina aso no e mo bia ye de aboa akuyafo no wo mo de wo mfudie ni bi e netua ho ka na owi a wo mfudie no aka no o mo atimi kire so o mo pese o mo ton no ho a ana se onam center no so e be kora na waton ne daache we kire se adeso bia na akuyafo so bio e fa kwan a obefa so aton wo mfudie ana se wo be kora no center no e ma wo bibia we etimi ma wan kokoduro ama omo de omani si de da wan koma so a wo pese wo ye no eye kuyayo one golden acre project e wa hoden sonko se besesa akuyafo a oye kuya no nkum ma brabo e wo Ghana panan ba bia akuyafo a nanka kane no wo mfudie enso yie no ene won hyebre e besesa se wo mo de wo ma hoden eye adwuma no pumpum no enya de a ye no be chichire wo bio na emu obefa ba fokwan so aye kuya yi ama wo mfudie no aso bebre se akuyafo enya kwanya e wo mfudie papa nimdie ene moa ahodo ho a e be hye won den na wo ankasa atimi anwene daache a eye papa pa e de ama won hu ene won kuro to ahodo a won muti mu nyina the one golden acre project no enye kua yodwumadi keke eye ni so ade hu e de ma daachi a omanfo eye kua e woni nkumenkume mu no e betimi anya abrabo pa ye di nkunimdie e bo dwumadene abaso na msa ye so ama nkurom keto ahodo akuafo egbomu no etimi asori ye e wo Ghana ha ebre mfudie so doso wonam so e de siesie won kuro to ahodo the one golden acre project empowering farmers transforming lives.
I know what Kenya or Bani Bani or Phil.
Hey, Zoo. My student nurses are here. My student nurses are here. The NDC has got a good policy for you. The NDC has got the money Mahama is the only political party that thinks about your well-being. If anybody comes and they tell you that the next NDC administration and the John Dramani Mahama will cancel the nursing training allowance, tell the person that you are a liar. Tell the person you are a liar. John Dramani Mahama will never cancel your nursing training allowance. In fact, John Mahama says I should tell you that from January 2025, after the NDC has formed the next government, everybody who is going to any tertiary education level institution, your first year is going to be free. So whether you are attending nursing training college, whether you are attending teacher training college, whether you are attending a university, a polytechnic, your first year fees is going to be free. I tell you people that the elections on the 7th of December, it is not between the NDC and NDP. The elections on the 7th of December is between Ghana and the NPP. The NPP is wicked. They came to destroy, they came to steal, and they do not care about the plight of Ghanaians. 2016, the NPP went from Ghana, telling the people of Ghana that if the fundamentals of your economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. At the time, the exchange rate was 4.2 Ghana cedis to a dollar. On this note, Lekman Nursing Training College, we've come to pay you a visit. This is a very short visit, but the message is strong and the signal is strong. No man can stop the meeting of NDC. Let's all come out and we shall protect your ballot with our last breath. I can assure you, of this year's election. May the Lord be with you, may the Lord protect you, and bless you all. Keep your hands safe. For the 7th of December, vote massively for the NDC. Thank you very much.
Royal Stars. What the name, Jimmy? Everybody, I walk away. Royal Stars.
I'm happy to present this vehicle to the Islamic Education Unit of the GES. This unit was established by the NDC to promote education in our Muslim and deprived communities. And since then it's done a lot of work. I mean, when we're in office, we set up almost 195 schools in Muslim areas. And that has enhanced the attendance at school and the achievements that many of our young students in the Muslim communities have started to show, moving all the way into tertiary education. And so we want to enhance this. In our manifesto, we've said that we'll strengthen the work of the Islamic Education Unit. And we've not waited till we're in government to do it. This is a sign that even in opposition, we're doing this. It means when we come into government, we mean what we're saying.
His Excellency, since has been in office, has done everything to promote it. You know, and recently we met the National Muslim Conference in Accra, and he reiterated this. This is one of such examples of his bid to enhance, Islamic education.
This is part of his contribution to support your activities and your operations generally. It is his token. We also take pride in the fact that now Muslims fly straight from Tamale to Hajj. Even if you prepare TZ at 6 p.m., you can eat it in Medina after 7 hours. That's how much good we have done to the Muslim Ummah.
There's no doubt Arabic teachers were being nominated and encouraged to further their education. So many things have been done. At the National Muslim Conference, I don't need to re-echo. We were so overwhelmed with the presence of the Excellency President John Mahama. We are so grateful this day. Let me assure the Excellency that this vehicle, it will go across the country because I'm the general manager and I have to monitor all the regions. So wherever we go, we'll make sure the message is sent.
It is my prayer that this car will carry anybody who sits in it safely, and it will do the work of enhancing education amongst our Muslim communities.
We've come to pay you a visit. This is a very short visit, but the message is strong and the signal is strong. No man can stop the victory of this. Let's all come out and we shall protect your ballot with our last blood. I can assure you, Muhammad and Balayamu will be the winners of this year's election. May the Mullah be with you, may the Lord protect you, and bless you all. Keep your guns straight. For the 7th of December, vote massively for NDC. Thank you very much.
Royal Stars. What the gentlemen? Royal Stars.
Printing, especially those printing Ashanti region and Savannah, Eastern region, and then I think, and then Northeast. So where they are printing the two strongholds of our major political opponents, and where the two flag bearers are coming from. So these two, the two companies printing these areas, these two regions, these major two regions, are producing, printing in excess of 3,000 ballots per constituency. In excess of 3,000 ballot papers per constituency. So look at Ashanti region where you have about 47 constituencies, times 3,000 by 47. So you can see the excess they are printing. And they claim it's for internal printing operational losses. That's what they claim. After they've gotten the EC figures, this is what they print per constituency to take care of the operational losses. But when you go to the other printing press, they are nowhere near that figure. So you ask yourself, why is it that there are two strongholds? And where the flag bearers are coming from?
And is this a concern the NDC has tabled
yes,
before the
of course.
EC?
Because in this game, it's not black and white. It's a gray color. It's a gray color. And you must have the eye to see through the gray color and know what is happening behind the scene. So it's too much of a coincidence to have their two strongholds and where the two flag bearers come from, printing in excess of 3,000 per constituency as internal printing house operational losses.
Yeah, all is set for the UCF election working committee or campaign launch. Yes, as you can see, all is set. All the gurus in Ashama constituency, UCF, are here. As you can see, the organizer, the campaign logistics coordinator, our one and only welfare chairman, and all who matter are here. Yes, our chairs are set. So
3rd November 2024. Health work by Yama Yura John Dramani Mahama. I was Ashama and Zongo Laka, any and enough. To share. Hey, actually, I knew you now. And then 3rd November, health work by Yama Yura John Dramani Mahama. Ewo Ashama and Zongo Laka. Hey! Commander! Judia! Hey! Obala! Hey! Judia! And then 3rd November, Sunday, that's what I John Dramani Mahama. That was Ashama and Zongo
Who have been voted into power.
Liar!
In order to govern the state.
They're great liars!
Tell us the party steer of the state. Party this, party it. Therefore, wherever you go, the party gets money. Who have been voted into power.
They're great
politics as you voted into power. In plain view of the camera, we're passing ballot numbers. And they are not ashamed. They are not ashamed. Yeah. I mean, politics has become a joke. And I'm hearing that. I think you might have come across that audio. That, look, they're going to buy some of the positions, $5 million so that the numbers will change. So that one party which had 8 will no longer have 8. Then they can use whatever election material. I mean, politics, democracy, electoral, whatever it is, have become a joke. And that is the serious thing. Because I have argued with Kweku Bako on certain platforms, and I've written in some of my policy briefs, that the only way to stop a coup is through good governance. Simple, period. If you don't govern well, and you govern the country as we are governing it now, where ministers are destroying the country, in fact, as I said, selling the country, for their personal gain, then you are creating a situation where we go to vote and you know the machinations going on about the electoral register. Without a register, a credible register, you don't have a credible election. And yet the EC says that I will not agree for us to audit the register. But people think that no, the register has been doctored, it's compromised. And we think that is a joke. But we've seen it in many places. Because we are Ghanaians, we don't want to create a situation where we go to the brink and fall into the abyss. You see what I mean? Okay. And I expect that everybody must talk.
I think that we have just scratched the surface of this conversation. I will therefore, because I have to wrap up this conversation, ask for one proposed solution, briefly. Then we can actually continue this conversation at a subsequent day.
Raymond, there's no proposed solution. All the solutions that I've outlined.
A list of them.
Technology, this and that. Look, where are the drones that we procured?
Because I remember, under Minister Mewu,
yes,
that was our plan right from the beginning.
So even if we are not using them, where are the drones? Every proposal that anybody puts on the table will not work until there is responsibility on the part of government, political world, period. If we don't get to the stage where today, before 7 December, and indeed if we go to 7 December, I don't want to do party politics, but this government is not fit for purpose. Nobody must vote for anybody involved in this government who has failed to address Galamsey. Because I'm telling you, if we cross 7 December with the same political actors, it's going to get worse. And by 2028, there will be nothing that looks like Ghana that you and I will be proud of.
Colonel Festus Abuaje, we have
who
to
has failed to address Galamsey because I'm
Koni wakai nya kishi on the 7th December babu we bi age za ga to nya ni ni ke ni a te shin abi efe na abu wona be ni don mama aba yo ke wa aba bi ni gbene wo ke wo onyimi nu ko yin ni ba bula ni bi kuma mi ni a chon wo no e wo nu sa ga ogo tan don mama
ezu first ni don mama ke wa ke ba na wole president first 3 months e ni bi e do ko ba cancel. They cancel betting tax, they cancel e-levy.
Our strength in unity. Victory! Victory! It's our land. Victory! It's our land.
To be very clear, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have performed poorly. I have no doubt whatsoever that we are going to vote against the MPP resoundingly. I have no doubt whatsoever. I supported Akufo-Addo. I've never voted for JM. But right now, today, I can't play ostrich. NDC is the biggest opposition. They usually have at least about 45%. So they need just about 5% to cross. So people like us, the floating voters, who usually change. Yes, we will go in that direction. We can't hide it because with the way Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have looted this country, I cannot vote for Bawumia. Bawumia, listen, his in-law, Ramadan, Samira's brother, took a scholarship, about £18,000. He didn't attend the school. He couldn't even arrange to defer the admission. So the money just went into a drain, about £18,000. You know how many students I could have catered for here? Bawumia's brothers are taking sole sourcing contracts for road construction, etc. The cocoa board roads, right? Other things, PDS, Bawumia was involved in. So many things. I I voted for them in 2016, I cannot vote for the same Bawumia. No, I'll be rewarding corruption. So he has to go. Let somebody else come. At least there's solace is that JM, when it comes to the records, his fight, okay, his record on corruption is better than Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. JM's lowest mark on the fight against corruption was 43. Akufo-Addo, since he came here in Bawumia for the 7 years, their best mark is 43. So JM's lowest is Akufo-Addo's best. I mean, so, and of course, it's not just Akufo-Addo. If you read Article 76, etc., Bawumia helps the president. Yes, he's vice president. He can't run away from that record. So, based on the record, look, corruption, press freedom, democracy index, and the economy, JM has it. I mean, let's be very factual. Not because he's an angel, but relatively. You see, we are comparing relatively. It's not like we have Angel Gabriel in the mix and we are refusing to vote. Angel Gabriel is not part of this election. We are comparing Bawumia and John Mahama. And it's clear that John Mahama is a better candidate. So he will win. That one, I have no doubt.
Lawyer, thank you very much. This is lawyer Martin Pebu, and we just dragged him.
If you didn't know, it's centered around Alhaji Bawumia. Katie, catch up people for say, young Pinema Alhaji Bawumia, on your dollar no money due. Because or better discuss it, why a dollar demand 4.2 and 17 cities. They will not shift the goalpost because also economic missile. Or Baba Ghana ye, okay? Krumha, ye be beer a dollar. Put to Becosura a dollar. Atalia shall Becosura a dollar. A Ghana ye de Becosura a dollar. And they said the Ghana my mawa. Asudie kesi so pa so betima manage dollar no ama yesi di no emu atimi aye du kakra ye di see the amount 4.2 as we speak 17 Ghana cedis tama na NDC ta konya so ye fa no 1.2 and ye jan 4.2 so keti in 8 years of NDC one amusi ya bon ye add 3 cedis to the dollar mo abose we ya ben for Dr. me or economic messiah from 4.2 to 17 Ghana cedis anu na ma ho kira ba krom ha sen ya aduane yentimi ntoni atale yentimi ntonhye ofro ka afu obo ayeden bibia ya dollar enti Alhaji Bawumia amose mo de na eba no edibe no ba be because dollar na economy na mo be dada ye say onim economy no ne performance actually say he is the worst economic manager ever our manager economy the performance say komo amudi ne hu na wakosua economy ni adade ni anya correct. Because oh yeah, the amount 4.2 now go do 17 Ghana cedis, and no didn't come out on economy ni wasem. Unemployment 7 to 14%. Bibi no money you not a single economic indicator. Make us in their 8 years. Omutimi correct one single economic indicator: interest rate, dollar rate, unemployment rate. Bibi o. Enti dey be enti na yes am o to aso. Enti enkomo na ye die no, obetuma dada wo. By Ghana ni na no to cement 24 cedis. I now turn 100 Ghana cedis no. What was about the economy? Ghana Nina, none the time. No could not do one. Where you want to see the one about I and then for 5 cedis no. What was about me? We want to for new economy. Ghana Nina no talk and chance packet. And then this now Ukuta even 600, 500 crowd with me and I correct and then I'm 3,000 near the other no. Oko do one near Bonnie Bois. What was about the new economy? So and some are more amount for who Dominic Ghana for who told the man will be a Okobana who said, and contompony Nada and Mutafa Alhaji Bawumia way, putting any Mukafu in your free opening my buff one asan. It is clear to every Ghanaian. So baby, I didn't economy idea what the photo payment get you refi. On my eye to me, or more bomb to the sense in Timiko and Try work I postpone 2026. My goodness, what do you mean? What do you mean? Courage. Ekasa, we handed over an economy to you are. Now debt to GDP 56% at a point in time. Now and over 100%. The other Ghana money count managing 920 billion and 761 billion. I mean, what have you come to do? And that's Yamia boom. Now Don Mahama say ba. Now and Yama Baba say when Yamia da Romotias we Ghana for the neighbor no side be so mine. What's my side about me Abegina say yanta for economy about. Me na go bet my ya. Enka
Buri Yabulika Steve Watambile mwana mbora Buruza wa abembo dunia uzubulika Mata salate yel buri za wa bodila Ti son lambo boko ti ima anka parwa di ko de buro la so amara ma ko yande yele apa itza wawe narmalam bum na la karbala za wa mbo apa isla o de kusanga o de mampursi o de fafaru o musu o yende na busaka yete tisanzi agete ela yelo ka pacto because ti da mampursi ko kusase la kaena Benzu zabro pacto za wa zabro affected ti za wa Adam tis na wa business pour selo po narma yizu kema empile ministers le dis ici ndi apa isi la wa bla ya wata wan en nora illa mi de yore xala en ti bok zabro ba ya en bal gile da antin pa ma tor bore wa Saura in the 26th October. Next 27th la dagli mamba bolaga. Pa kra 28th. Taking flight wa Europe wa. Ko marata le performer 29th la po. So saula na ba la torgra ba maka igu muntenga lurge marare kla zanyo lure. O executive. Tira ko ta pa gankar menga ba. Kokin fi pa police bora bara guti gala bilo bahati bulika lule ta le nglawane le pa kra on time na I'm taking flight ma trying book flight tamale katanya ma trying book flight kumasi kalsa aya hal pa kumasi sigidik lu peka lu la ka perget ma yo ne raba mo ligri pa tin yim pa kra wi in flight still marake kapat ma fly direct baham makazon business class mazon economic class 1,000 euro malanda lang bugu le remalize bila le puki another ticket 1,000 euro la money 2,000 euros naga planting garakra den da garakra yare kin sulat ndat in perform 29 la paala mismo 2,000 euros de one 350 million ko 340 million old currency heto de kin new currency wari 35,000 yare kin sulat in hotel en bona paala almost 50,000 imbala nzoka Benzu Zavlazu Mam de fafare da ma prusi da ko sase ye bat meti zel kaleti mpeleti burle za wabla tire bonayela the whole Ghana tire bonayela te haja te sora haja te haiti manena kal timilete las dante zame business pour le salopo nana knows o kan convince nera tazil sol mitinga kala wa northern region bayelba nera sa wa bet ba wa angana ba wa northern region ti terrorism bukala ba wa upper east region ti zabran bom be yato malle pourisi be yato mabbo pourisi to me directe menga makla bukan the whole upper east region la northern region ti kan directe menga makla other regions la benti ti kan a solution when tatengala ko bula king ge zabra mo that solution ma bel narma ministers MPs DECs assemble man nero in salo eda they want together te dike zuputo zu katala te yelwa gar te upper east near peace northern region near peace the development wanting up po nero.
We need somebody who's reliable, whose word can be trusted, who is consistent. The majority of us in Ghana are saying, we want John Mahama.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. So it was supposed to be one of our normal investigations we do. We got information from a very respected Ghanaian that what they are doing to that restored forest wasn't good and we should investigate. So we set out on Sunday. We reached there around 9:30 a.m. and we started our investigations. In fact, when we flew the drone initially, there was nobody on site. But when we approached, we saw two young men. We greeted them, went about doing our investigations. And then when we flew the drone, it went very far and we're picking the feed. Then I overheard him call somebody on the Motorola and said, there are some media men here, so come. So, it rang a bell in my ears. So I told the guy to bring back the drone. And before the drone could land, there were over 10 heavily built men, all of them armed with pump-action guns and rifles. So they approached angrily and asked us why we are filming the grounds. So they seized the drone. Even before it would touch down, one of the guys reached out and grabbed it. Then they seized the camera, did a thorough body search on us, took our phones, everything. Then they ordered us that we should board our vehicle and follow them. So I asked them, where are you taking us? Then he said, we are taking you to see the owner of the site in the next town. I said, fine. So one armed guy sat behind my driver in our car. Then the other one went into the bucket. Then there were two vehicles ahead of us, other vehicles behind, and motorbikes flanking us. So we drove for like 20 minutes. We got past the town that they said we were going, and they were still going. So I stopped the vehicle and I asked them, where are you taking us? Then they said, you don't have the right to ask us questions. You came to our site illegally. We want to do as we please with you. So if your driver cannot drive, then I am asking them to get him out. So they brought some gunmen. They wanted to force the driver out. And I said, okay, fine, let's go. So we drove for another 20 minutes. We entered some bushy area. There was an untarred road. Then they stopped the vehicles and asked us to get out. So at that point, I was really scared because I didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to shoot us? What are they going to do? So I was asking them, why have you brought us here? You said we were going to see the site owner. Now we are in the bush. So what are we doing here? Then before I could say, Jack, two hot slaps from behind and they pulled me out. Then they opened the doors, asked everybody to get out.
You had three other people with you?
Yeah, the drone pilot, the camera technician, and my driver.
Okay.
Then they started beating us. This one will come slap you from behind, the other one will come punch you.
You said you were about how many?
We were four. But they were more than 10.
All armed?
Fully armed. Pump action, rifles, knives. They were dressed like they were bandits.
Yeah, so what happened next?
So they started beating us. And in fact, the next 30 minutes, hot slaps. You wouldn't know. You'd be standing there and then one will come from behind, wham.
They held you for as long as 30 minutes?
Yes. There were exchanges here and there. They said we should open our passwords. They want to format our phones. And I was trying to say that if you think we've taken pictures of your site, let me open the folder for you. Then delete your pictures. But when you say you are formatting my phone, you can't do that. I received a lot of slaps from there, so I had to give in. I said, okay, fine, do what you want with the phone. Then he was trying to do it. He was asking of my Apple ID. Seriously, I didn't remember it. So I told him I don't remember the Apple ID. And that infuriated them more. So the more we talk, they think we are lying and slaps. So eventually I saw a minibus approaching on the untarred road.
They ended up formatting your phones?
Yeah, they formatted two of the phones. They deleted mine. They were not able to do it, so they deleted the files.
Okay.
Then I went in front of the bus and it stopped. Then I yelled at the driver that we are journalists. I mentioned my name. We work with multimedia. They are trying to kill us. So help us. Then the driver stopped the vehicle, wanted to get out. Then they surrounded the bus with their guns and asked him to move. So he moved the vehicle. So I think it was at that time that they realized that somebody has gotten to know, so they have to leave. So then they grabbed a bag in my vehicle. It contained drone batteries, headset, tablets, and other things we used to operate the drone. Then they left.
They abandoned you guys there?
Yeah. So we went to the nearest town, Mansonkran, and we wanted to file a case with the police there, but they said they did not have jurisdiction, so we should go to Mansour Dubia. So we drove to Mansour Dubia, we filed a case, we were given forms to go to the Agro Esum Hospital. Then when we came back, they gave us 8 people, 8 police personnel armed. We went back to the site and we met them. They were there, this time without their guns. But there were heated verbal exchanges with the police. Some of them saying it is their government that is in power. They are not entering any vehicle with any police. So they are refusing invitation. They are not joining the police vehicle. So the police left them. And we went back to Mansour Dubia, wrote our statements, and left the town in the night, around 9.
We'll come to...
I'm a pensioner. And all my money, I must confess, I know I'm on air. The money that I saved to take care of my pension time has been taken over by the banking cleanup. So I don't have my money to support such a wonderful book. And if I tell how much that I saved for over 30 years to take care of my position now, you weep for me. And I get nervous. How at my age to picket as Minister of Finance? Because the legitimate money that I made has been taken over and I'm not being paid. Meanwhile, it's gone to Parliament within the budget that they are paying us. They have been paid. About 800 of my people have died. Others have got stroke. And when we meet, we see a lot of our people in wheelchairs. That's what the government wants us to be. That's what you want me to be. My right hand side of my mind told me that save, continue to save towards the future. Now, I cannot even afford 1,000 cedis to buy this wonderful book. I'm the chairman, so I'm forced to buy it. How do I buy? So before coming here, I went to SNET. And you know what the digitalization is doing to us? At 70, at your birthday, if you don't come to confirm or validate your existence through the bio, the computer will stop paying you. Meanwhile, I'm a 3rd January 1950 born. 3rd January. So January has passed, February has passed, they've stopped paying my pension. So Prof, I had to rush to Senate office today to tell them that I'm still alive. So they said, okay, put your left 4 fingers there, 5 of your 4 fingers of your right, you're the thumb, and then say, now you are through, you'll be paid. And how much is it? And I'm prepared to cough out of this little pension 3,000 cedis to this book.
Hi, my beautiful family. I hope everyone is doing okay. My dear Ghanaians, this one concerns you all directly, and please listen and pay attention to what I have to say. The U.S. State Department released a statement announcing a visa restriction policy on individuals Washington says are responsible for undermining democracy in Ghana. And they went further to state that this policy is going to be implemented in December ahead of your presidential election. But Anthony Blinken, the US Secretary General, went further to explain that this policy is not targeting the Ghanaian people or the Ghanaian government, but those individuals that are responsible for undermining democracy in Ghana. Why are they so concerned about our democracy? They are having their own elections there in the US. I haven't seen any single African leader meddling in their issues. But they are always in our issues. They are always meddling in our own issues. Secondly, President Nana released a statement or made a statement the other day, and I quote, "I cannot hand over the leadership of Ghana to someone who cannot manage it. Even God himself will not allow it." That was what he said. He knows where he stands. He knows he has the backing of the USA to remain in power. So this is my message to you, the Ghanaian youths. Prepare yourselves. Go out there and vote for whoever you think is going to lead you guys well. In as much as we know how these games are being played, we know that as long as he has the backing of our colonizers, the USA, they can always find a way to keep him there. Do your best to make sure that you vote for whomever you believe can lead Ghana somewhere. Don't sell your votes, because if you sell your votes, we are going to be singing the same song in a couple of years to come. So come presidential election in December, go out there and vote for the right candidate. President Nana Addo knows where he stands. The US is already backing him, because I don't know why they will come out to release a statement like this ahead of your presidential election. Theirs is coming. I've not heard any African leader saying anything about it. So pay attention. If you want change, you should be the change. Don't sell your votes. Thank you all for watching.
Community to community, road by road, mobilization to make sure that we get out the votes so we're victorious on December 7th, 2024. Politics is a necessary activity. People say, oh, I don't want to be in politics. It's a dirty game. I'm not interested. As a serious citizen who's concerned about yourself and your children's future, you have to be interested in politics. Because politics is about the allocation of resources. It's about who allocates and for whom it is allocated. Has it not struck you that since Professor Mill and John Mahama, no one has tried to build affordable housing for the ordinary Ghanaian? That is politics at play. Because the people who are in power now believe that this must be a property-owning democracy. So they have no time for ordinary people who are suffering rent, photographer, 1 year advance, 2 year advance, 5 year advance, to build accommodation if you want that allow ordinary people to be able to afford rent and hopefully eventually even own a house or a flat. They believe in supporting and using the banks to build fantastic 16-room, 10-room, massive apartment high-rises in very expensive areas like Airport, East Legon, and so on. And we and our children are poor. So if you elect a government that believes in property-owning democracy, you have made a political choice that the ordinary people of this country will not be served. If you decide that you're not interested in politics, you are the very same person who's paying VAT, who's paying tax, who's paying local government fees, and so on and so forth. So you must be interested in about how that money is allocated and used. And to be sure that that money is allocated to the benefit of ordinary people. Stop the backbiting. Stop the pull him down. Vote number 8 for John Mahama. And number 3 for Ernest Nagbe. The idea of cut and block is evil. As someone, you must hate your prisoners and your loved ones. Go on with the United Front to capture the coveted crown for John Mahama and Ernest Nagbe. Aluja Osinwa. Wow. Distribution of power and distribution of resources. So, if we are going to build the kind of democracy that brought about the formation of NDC, property, accountability, development, and participation, then we must build the organizations that allow us to control political power and to be able to win the election fairly, squarely, and without a delay. And we must also have a succession plan. That is why the ability and the knowledge of the cadres who have come together to form UCF to create a succession plan through the young cadres is a very important initiative. Without succession, there can be no future for the ideas that we believe. It is a fact. It is true. What he's saying is a fact. The party was built by cadres, on the lap of cadres, throughout the whole of Ghana. And if you want to know the strength of the cadres who have been through training, locally, domestically, internationally, was more than 300,000 at the time of 1990. Multiply that by 5 for every household they belong to. That's 1.5 million people. Cadres alone count. That's a reality we must begin to consolidate, concretize. Because without a creed, without belief, you as an army, Ghanaians as an army seeking development will never make it. Because if you have belief, you will walk on an empty stomach to create change and support transformation. You don't need tools to do campaign. You don't need tools to go to or house to house. In the old days, if you ask people, what can you do? You'll volunteer. I want to put up posters. I want to do house to house. I want to do this. Today, they say bring money before I'll go and do this necessary work for the party. So we must change the paradigm. That sacrifice, voluntary, scientifically developed, model, and based on reality, not on fanciful things. When Bawumia says that he has 2.3 million jobs, actually the truth is that he has added 1 more million people to the employment role. That is the reality. That's the truth. Those are facts. They're in the statistical documents. The documents that everybody relies on. So let us be clear. We have a good program, leadership that is necessary for this moment, and we must mobilize, educate, and make sure. Number 7 is a resounding victory. Even if we go through second round, we must make sure that we don't yield. Because to be a cadre, you don't yield. You persevere. You persevere till the end. There is no yielding. There is no giving way. There is no sleep. The only sleep is the morning of victory. Thank you very much.
Kanofwe yedi biamba diamo peno abeja we ye galansu yensu kroji a yasefri yankasa yensu mu Ghana ha ensu yi etise tea pepepepe galansu yedi nubuna bi tise asene cyanide mercury ene ne keka ho e dia wono uyo bia uyo bolotwe anasa wo pese wo sote no galansio na wotwe na wo be foye so sokodua wo nya slim tea bia anasa uyo bia baba foji usika wodi sika wodi be yuti ene no galansio sesia na me kameche wo se wo tinina ebe to ato form na wa ye sakora anasa wo ye obi a wo ye matim ene enom galancio sesia na ebe fa wo sa fasidro no wo be yi wo nsuro nyina agu form wo ye opemfo wo pese wo bansa doso anane nan eye bebrebe ene enom galancio sesia na wo baninsa ne nan ebe ye bebrebe ase kwaku ananse anasa wo ye obi a waninka ana wo ye obi a wontumi na nom galancio sesia na me hye wo bose wo beda wo nsori biem galancio ensu ayese ti galancio obonsampos inkratwe FDA agiatum galancio enyema amanyofo abusuafo ene ahemfo abaton asase ede ye galamse galancio.
Inclusion, participation, and above all, peace before, during, and after this.
All right, before the week to go, Sharab's going to be representing in Osu on Saturday. So guys, I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Hey, Osu. Hey, nice one.
United Cadets Front of Ashaiman. So on this note, I think this is something that deserves a very, very big clapping of hands. So can we clap for them and commend them for showing the way forward? In fact, this is what we expect from other groups to also be doing. Let us also come out in our own small ways to support the activities of the NDC if truly we are interested in seeing NDC winning this election. So on behalf of my senior men and myself, we want to say a very big thank you to the United Cadets Front of Ashaiman. We really appreciate your effort. I will be sure that your name is heard outside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody wants to listen to him. Before you the two mic.
At this stage, Ghana demands experience, not experiment. Ghana demands togetherness, not divisiveness. It is now the time for brevity of heart and clarity of mind. I've sat down quietly
and listen to your cry and your demand. And I, John Dramani Mahama, have decided to listen to your cry, and I'll go for 2024. Aluda! It is an ordained position to stop the cacophonous with the 8 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes more. If I'm on net, if I'm on, who pull you? One dog. The number 8 position is in your mama's grip. Go for it. And we see what the kids will do to you, especially the kids of Basama, headed by Albert Togo. Despite the manipulations and frustrations, God gave him the figure 8 because King David in the Bible of the 8th child of Jesse, God brought him to lead the land.
And about yourself and your children's future, you have to be interested in politics. Because politics is about the allocation of resources. It's about who allocates and for whom it is allocated. Has it not struck you that since Professor Milton and John Mahama, no one has tried to build affordable housing for the ordinary Ghanaian? That is politics at play. Because the people who are in power now believe that this must be a property-owning democracy. So they have no time for ordinary people who are suffering rent, 1 year advance, 2 year advance, 5 year advance, to build accommodation that allows ordinary people to be able to afford rent and hopefully eventually even own a house or a apartment. They believe in supporting and using the banks to build fantastic 16-room, 10-room, massive apartment high-rises in very expensive areas like Airport, East Legon, and so on. And we and our children have got it. So if you elect a government that believes in property-owning democracy, you have made a political choice that the ordinary people of this country will not be served. If you decide that you're not interested in politics, you are the very same person who's paying VAT, who's paying tax, who's paying local government fees, and so on and so forth. So you must be about how that money is allocated and distributed, and to be sure that that money is allocated to the benefit of ordinary people and their children. That is what politics is about. Distribution of power and distribution of resources. So, if we are going to build the kind of democracy that brought about the formation of NDC, probity, accountability, development, and participation, then we must build the organizations that allow us to control political power and to be able to win the elections fairly, squarely, and without any doubt. And we must also have a succession plan. That is why the ability and the knowledge of the cadres who have come together to form UCF to create a succession plan to the young cadres is a very important initiative. Without succession, there can be no future for the ideas that we believe in. It is a fact. It is true. What he's saying is a fact. The party was built by cadres, on the lap of cadres, throughout the whole of Ghana. And if you want to know the strength of the cadres who have been through training, locally, domestic, internationally, was more than 300,000 at the time of 1990. Multiply that by 5 for every household you belong to. That's 1.5 million people. Cadres alone can move. That's a reality. We must begin to consolidate, concretize. Because without a creed, without belief, you as an army, Ghanaians as an army seeking development will never make it. Because if you have belief, you will walk on an empty stomach to create change and support change.
and support transformation. You don't need tools to do campaign. You don't need tools to go for house to house. In the old days, you ask people, what can you do? They'll volunteer. I want to put up posters. I want to do house to house. I want to do this. Today, they say bring money before I'll go and do this necessary work for the party. So we must change the paradigm. That sacrifice, voluntarism based on our deep convictions and beliefs is what will transform not only the NDC, because we're not just doing this election for NDC, we're doing the election to transform Ghana by getting rid of these people who have stopped our development, have brought our progress as a people, put us in debt. Today, of the total GDP, the domestic product we produce, 82% is represented by our debt. And that debt is going to fall on the young kids because they're going to share in the payment of that debt. Today, as I speak, 47% of Ghanaians, 2.1 million, are out of job. They have no job. Of the 14.7% who have no job, those between the ages of 15 to 24 are 30% unemployed. 30% unemployed. So for every 10 people you meet, 3 of them have no job. So it cannot be business as usual. It cannot be business as usual for NDC to win and behave as well behaved in the past. We have to transform. We have to mobilize. We have to.
If my mother is crying in the bedroom, I will not be happy. If my mother is unhappy, I will not be happy. So I am happy today to be here because cadres are launching their campaign. Because the mother of the party must launch his campaign before the main party. Professor Aheto here knows the truth. And the truth is one. And your mother is your mother. You are speaking like a man. Yeah, you are a man. And your mother is your mother. Nobody in Keda is fighting with same party. No. But the party is the product of the pregnancy of the Keda front. Is that not it? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. I want to be very plain today. That pregnancy produced the NDC, and the career of the pregnancy and the whole thing is the Keda front setting up the foundations of the party. All over anywhere you go, the Keda front has become the enemy of the party. How? Are we sick? Or we are not thinking right? That the Keda front will be an enemy to the party. How can the mother be an enemy to the child? No. You can't do that. Richard, my brother Professor Aheto spoke about the Kwesi report. It is in the Kwesi report, but it has been covered. Why? The Kwesi report says that go back to the roots of the party, refertilize the fruit of the party, and now the party shall grow and grow and grow. Amen. I say I'm stubborn. I don't know my brother Guzi. I know. Look, we spent about 6 months building the Kwesi report after we lost power in 2016. Is that not it? So why can't that document be at the disposal of party people to know our mistakes and where we went wrong before losing 2016 elections? So the thing comes and we can do. But I know that in the Kwesi report, it was directly put that go back to the roots of the party, re-energize and reorganize the Keda front. How do we reorganize the Keda front? The old men are there. Some are 90 years. Some are 79 years. Some are 100 years. It's not of it. So how do we go to those to reorganize? It's not possible. Reverend, is it possible that your father who was part of the cadence and my uncle who is 100 years to be part of the reorganization? It's not possible. So people like this Yes. People like Professor.
Yeah.
People like Big Joe.
Yeah. People like
Stella there.
Like me.
Yeah, everybody.
Don't mention nobody.
Someone like you. We have to reorganize. We have to reorganize the party that is together from to become another strong force. And when we do that, the elders will be our advisors because they saw the fire. We are not seeing fire, we are seeing reorganization. But these ones will tell us the fire of the fast and what can help us to avoid the fire.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I beg you, leadership of the Keda Front, the NDC is your son or your child. Liaise with them.
Yes.
Today we are here for we are here for launching of campaign. We are here to support the work of the party.
Yes.
And one thing I know about KDS is that KDS resources or no resources, the work has to be done and it has to be done. And one thing I know about party is that whether the resources are not there, when the resources are not there, things are hard to move. Is that not it? Yes. I've been a constituency chairman before. When my brother was constituency communication officer during Atamu's time, I was the vice chairman for 8 years.
Wow.
And he's here today to support the effort of the Keda Front. We are not giving up. We will continue to support. But what I know about KDS is that KDS, when there's no shovel, they can use ordinary their hands. KDS can use their hands to form what a shovel or a bulldozer can form. I know that about KDS. So today is launch of campaign, and I believe that you are ready. I believe everybody here is ready. Whether with logistics or not, you are ready. Yes. Are you ready? Yes. That is what I want to hear. So we have to build up our system and get ready to enter every house and propagate the message.
That's the Basintani boy.
A typical example of what man can do, woman can do better. you will say 2025 by this time. Inshallah. The NDC. Yadim Kulim, Adim Kulim, Adim Kulim, Adim Kulim, Adim.
Question that you have to ask is, how can global phenomena skip Cote d'Ivoire and all the surrounding countries and only attack Ghana? How? How does it happen?
I am looking forward to a debate with John Mahama.
It is only Ghana and I would the economy call IMF also your strategies
on the economy.
You take you over power. Not dollar 4 cedis and then dollar 12 cedis
on the economy.
Tomato seller is the best economist I've ever seen. A bucket of tomatoes are now 10 cedi, and then the same quantity no with the 50 cedi. We get to
to a debate with John Mahama.
When the man said, when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. When he was saying that $1 was 4 cedis,
to a debate with John Mahama.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the vice president. He has had all the opportunity working with the president to do whatever he can do for this country.
On the country, on the governance. To a debate with John Mahama.
Now they were unveiling and go say or a mate. The rate of depreciation. What are we going to say?
To a debate with John Mahama.
We need a vice president with a vision.
To a debate with John Mahama.
Ebasa bibi nya dia wo say now you meet. Ebasa digital dia unka say MPP I know there you take credit. That is why they are begging me to be vice president. But I know the candidate cannot win, so I cannot go and disgrace myself.
To a debate with John Mahama.
The year 2016 Oka economy once a year and campus says he will call around to make economy one. He talks about digital.
The sitting president has been fair to the vice president. He's giving him all the opportunity to run this country. The man is tired. There's nothing new he can do. That's a fact.
With John Mahama.
IMF, what are we going to say again?
On the economy.
You cannot read my lips, and I'm not scared of anybody in the party. I'll tell you the gospel truth. It's the gospel truth. Those who take you to IMF cannot, this same face cannot break the eight.
To a debate with John Mahama on the economy.
He gave 170 questions to Vice President Mr. Atta to answer. And then they also have Vice President of the President Tedia.
On the economy.
Also, you have the inflation and the lock and key. Is that what is going on? From 11% to 47%? Is it an insult or the truth?
On the economy.
In Latin it says, verbum sapienti satis est. A word to the wise is enough. For Benyansafo, Ibrube, and Yankana Sep.
But when you say only your Mahama, they put today. So you're the this will be your back. Me, the year 2016. Okay, economy was a year, and compensation see our core round to make economy, and compensation see our core round to make on the economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct, but it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in your currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic.
The person himself says he's a driver's mate. He doesn't have a license yet. So he should work and get a license first. And then after he gets a license, he can come and we'll talk.
It's all about Kenya front. I'm looking at South. Hitting the streets on the campaign drill. One time. Sheme Kenya me mwaje do mwaje.
My name is Brahma Kamogo, aka Buko Bagu. Woman without no man is like a river without a source. An abundance of water. The foolish one must be taste. Also on the 10th November. Also on the 10th November. Go see them. They do German work. They do German work. Senator, MP for us. If they organize the German work, they invite everybody to come and watch live recorded. Joe Mama Baba, I see a do get here. Parliament, I'm there. 10th November, this Sunday. Come and watch live recorded. Don't allow anyone to tell you. Come, behave, to see. Senator, the man is there. They do German work. First go care in package. Second care in package. Third care in package. Everybody to come and see. Live recorded. Also Ashanti, this Sunday. Also Ashanti, this Sunday. The Alpha Patricia, the fresh lady in Ghana, Zinato, fourth from in Ghana. Hey, man, Senator, also on the 10th November, also Ashanti, German walk. If I feel come and see. Number first, Omega package. Second, Omega up. Oh, come and see life and call it. Book of and the one tag in Ghana. Say Bankueva.
Come on, and don't say that I say, Can you ole Yawo, Sankofa, Yetomoni, Yawo, Sankofa 2024. Yes, wapa.
NDC but no NDC Jimmy.
and there's no way any Joma Baba you have been in the back family. Gang youth cocoa so what she myself washing. Ni shower ni kaya. Lele ba shana finifi I'm silent. Lele wona nu yomo kumini yo se kele bi shino aga push. Conference of fair ba metewe ko ana. Ni e ba gba na ya keta fa che ni olupa akwa no talk yan atumo hie. Yo to fodo ni ko bu ma lo yen gbo mo e ayeme ko nsa no fe mi ni oyin agbo ami. Eyesu. Mene no fona ti no clear. Ame mush, ame wo, omo ada. Wanya nu papa ni ba jo mama. Ene we tu egbe fe na atu aka wa we muji o malo nyo hi o muji kokoko wo. Alo male. Ngbada che o de le kumo kede be na kufa bata no me pata bia ni. Atu ai possible me san hu. Anye no kono ka fi. Jo mama e se ni e ba. Jo mama ka o hanye ne na akeshi mo fe mo. Aka gbebele ni. Aka ya reho. She the money me, the banny, get the share, therefore she can. Many of you, your mama can never actually the money. I got your papa like a minute. Well, it's your baby. I've got no corner. I thought I can better. Or I change ya, I just want to be long. Me fio ko menyo ka mete ko wale ame and picture spoil here am attachment na me ga me diga dan me use now yo mo na me ba jake am ga ni watch e jo man mama ba extra o kele ba e ba jake me get ba jake me why because jo mama ka ke enye me road blooming bana ke me chono ka je ye a she naturally passionate this for chanche ojo mama ba bi na ke mo na she can't get my little boy who ba mo te office olupa efe ni o ma ni choko meke me pe ni mula cheme man cheme ni o able ma south fe ka policy you are me poli holoma you can call and go do ba you go come na shita kwali na bi na le ba ni every month of 12 every month of 12 I don't know what you are now. Maybe
Abusiafo, mo share video yi mame na enko viral. Mo share and I don't know say obi sunim MDC phone paying funny business wa. Omo mo asante. Opayni bi aka asem bi a chere me. In fact, okay no. Yeah, me home kakra. But also, so otie Kelvin Taylor. Opesa ya Kelvin Taylor in kasa asem no. But onka Captain Smart the same thing. It's impasho bibia. Oni mo omoma video we. Enkodo omo nchen. Emame. Ose Ghana card MPP for the Ghana card why say we a bibi a Ghana card we a bibi a Ghana card that before I Ghana card then ye omo J and fingerprint though yeah and fingerprint ain't see Ose Apanade Excellency Mahama His Excellency Mahama Obi Rinyaba, but MPP for be Riabani Mama Paunia. Incident to call Nebeba or Ghana because fingerprints now on my Ghana card, you know. Just a fingerprints, you know, like machines, you know. Easy pen and him code, you know. Into printed ballot papers, you know, like using a fingerprint maybe. I printed used to be no more they vote like ballot paper no. Into the business and it's a full stronghold no. People there but registering. Obecome by you doing what how me who voted that why bring a one casa now don't say a Ghana card machine no so much fingerprint. Into my printed be brave. And then business will end this full stronghold no. Now I will take care of until I drink cause I had a small boss. And as a Captain Smart, but to be a dream cause here. Abandon the Excellency Mahama. His Excellency Mahama. JDM, we ring Abano. But we'll be remembered about me. Into Miss Remo will be Pia. When you won't pay for the moon share video way. Cause I'm not paying up a cars. I said, Papa, you know, I was like, I smell Papa again. My dream, I mean, I sent him, but almost munch my dream comment section. And mammy Ghana card, you should be beer this time. And you used to be beer. Into my printed be brave, will you eat your face one? Into Miss Ramon, Sana Papa Hen, or NDC Nipa. But what's the son of Belconin? Into NDC phone paying phone, I was almost sorry. I was sad and home. To Miss Ramon, one share video name cover and punctual, who be soon more paying be a moon share man could do a name. I will whom you obey our family. Madame Massey.
For their money. We are both not anti-demon. Master,
I told to meet a kind of ballot paper on 5 amount.
Maybe come because now, how much 5? 5. No, Madame, 5 for no matter to another man. Maybe come here 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and I'm bad by my darling. And no more, no more. Aha, no, my back. So I say, your 2 orders are kind kilo. Or is there going to know? Or so is that they can van go? Or banker, where is that they can say no banker?
Or banker,
it may be possible within 5 hours. Another
2020 and Ankas out to be 15.
It was 16.
16. Constantly. Echuma Unwabia just
police station here.
Akusa police station. Sa papa corner. Boss. And this year, they won't say they have side system.
They said they could come,
but we really war. It's another question before the video we are more. What do you say for security reasons? Funny. Or see if it Chuma Unwabia, north and south, I say about the Kong.
For the Tima, or
Mutugu.
The board is all as a team, or more who joy as a team. And
it's 2020
the only one.
Rantemuri inna anoni gira. Okada
The nation builder Mahama, Brana Baya with money. Mahama, Mahani, Sukuwadai, hospitals, Aquapapa, Sedana Beya, Yebediye, Yehumatoye, Ma. 1 million jobs, Mama, Obabeyo, Obeye, Miss Yaluko, Translate, Eyezu, eyeza NDC mia wezo lecho alada nizongo kwa kamami ingelezo kana bebia
Ayikoya putu sotupu mahani mahina anu hukia
Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Cadets may come, cadets may go, and a revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, that has come to stay.
Na said the assembly bedroom. I have to say, when you pay me through phone or swap, suspicion or error. Now, for the sake of bringing peace in the house, you have to now go the extra mile. When you pick us up, why not? It doesn't mean that everything has to be out there, but you see, once it happens and people start getting suspicious, to build trust again, you must go the extra mile to be transparent. And I feel that to an extent, EC is not understanding the value of that trust that the public should have in them. It is crucial that at the end of an election, no matter what the outcome is, the public will not question it. And when any questions arise, it should not be based on whether or not there has been a lack of integrity from the part of the Electoral Commission. Because between them and the court, they are given that mandate so that Ghanaians can trust the electoral process. You see, the fallout from an election where people NG system meeting is too much.
When you rule by law, people are not certain of the law. And so even investors ran away. And as a leader for so many years, from 2001, I've been a leader. I can mention so many serious investors who say they will not invest in Ghana because of uncertainty of the law. Attempts to invest here, you definitely have breaches of the law, and then the courts and the system cannot tell you what the law is. And they lose a lot. So when you talk about unemployment, underdevelopment, and the rest, now who caused them? Leadership, I believe strongly, is cause. Everything else is effect. Even though followers matter. Followers matter. And that is where, in fact, we applauded the efforts of the president when in his inaugural speech, he talked about us being citizens and not what? Spectators. Today, Ghanaians are now more spectators than citizens. I think you have to wake up and become the citizens that he called us to be. That is where I'm moving towards. I don't have any ill will or malice. No. I don't have any ambition. If there's honorable Bagbin or whatever people don't want, please, that one, I can assure you, I'll go and relax. And my holy village is always there to welcome me. I don't have any problem at all. But once I sit here, I take the decisions and I'm responsible. Nobody else but me. That's why I started with my oath. I swore the oath. And at the end of the day, when I'm to account for my life to my Creator, nobody is to do that with me. I'll be alone. And I'll be there. Those of you who will come later, because I believe in life after death. In fact, we are even told that place is better than here. So I have no problem with dying. I'm always prepared anytime to die. But you will come after that. And you will come and meet me there. I will tell you what seniority means.
It's expensive, and so what? Wow. I'm only the mate, not the driver.
Hey, who is that?
Don't mind them, we will even charge them more.
Uni license.
Baumia kuraso si yenye da na sorry na fasti ya ne mame na John Mahama wai.
Baumia pray ne hododo. Won't me twikano na so what na stia na echi.
Is it a jail coming again?
Dramani Mahama. He is coming back, the nation builder.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. My fellow brothers and sisters in Islam, I have come across another video from the MPP's vice presidential candidate Napo, and I was appalled. I was shocked, but it wasn't surprising at all. Napo is telling imams that if you pray for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you've committed haram, and that if you vote for the NDC, you've committed an haram. Napo, I'm sorry to say that you are really not taking the advice of Otunfor. You are disgracing Otunfor. You are disgracing yourself as well. Napo, we Muslims do not just glorify somebody who has the Muslim by name. Not at all. We Muslims, we know what the NDC has done for us. Muslims remember very well, Imams remember very well, that it was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that made it possible for Muslim pilgrims to fly from Tamale to Mecca. They remember very well that President Mahama left the Hajj fares at 11,900 as against the 75,000 that you and your boss are inflicting on what? The Muslim community. Extorting money from us, 75,000. That is the biggest haram. Muslims remember that it was the NDC that gave us the University of Development Studies, UDS. Education, key. The same NDC gave us the Islamic Education Unit, where we have Arabic schools, secular schools, Arabic and secular schools. Today, many imams and Arabic teachers are teaching in those schools. Muslims, John Dramani Mahama and the NDC made it possible. In fact, we recruited 6,500 Arabic teachers between 2015 and 2016 under the YEA. That is why Muslims and the imams will continue to vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Muslims will remember President Mahama's intervention on the Hajj village, where most of our Muslims who were living for Mecca would have to sleep in under the sun, scorching sun. Mosquitoes will bite them, they will get sick before they even go to Mecca. He built the Hajj village for us. You yourself, you were coming to the Hajj village. You were given Hajj tickets. You, Napo. You came to the Hajj village, you were given Hajj tickets. Muslims will remember the 195 schools that President Mahama built for us. You remember? Across the Muslim communities. We haven't forgotten the 75 scholarships he gave to Muslim students to go to Cuba to study medicine. President Mahama gave it for us. Yes, he did it for Muslims. Imams and chiefs will not forget the fight President Mahama gave on the Muslim lady who was prevented from wearing hijab. He stood in parliament and defended us. As against your vice president who couldn't speak for the Wesley girl students who was prevented from what? Fasting. Muslims will remember that a son of Dagbon was appointed by President Mahama to head the Bank of Ghana. And that's Dr. Isaac Nasiru. He was appointed by President Mahama, a son of Dagbon. Another son of Dagbon, Alhaji Udu Yaya, was the first general secretary of our party. The NDC gave prominence to Alhaji Isifu Ali, the first co-chairman of the NDC in 1992. May Allah be pleased with his soul. There are a number of things that imams and Muslims will always cherish President Mahama for, including the recent vehicles that he gave to the Islamic Education Unit and the Zakat and Sadaqah Fund. Oh yes. Your boss, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and President Akufo-Addo, promised the Yana that they were going to build, to give him water, the Yendi water. It hasn't come. For 4 or 5 years now, you haven't delivered on the water. Bawumia promised the Yana he was going to build Yendi airstrip. It hasn't been done. These are the pictures for you. He lied to the Yana. They promised the Yona, the same Bawumia, that he was going to convert the veterinary college into a public university. He hasn't done it. In fact, the road from Savulugu to Walewale hasn't been done. The Yona had to remind him in July this year. He lied to Nigeria and the people of the northern part of Upper East and Northeast that he was going to build, or they built the Palugu Dam. No knowing they spent $12 million. That's corruption, haram, biggest haram. You yourself, Napo, how much did you spend by moving the Ameri plant from Takoradi to Kumasi? Over $30 million. When President Mahama had to take it either from Turkey to Ghana, under $5 million. Is that not the biggest haram? Milking people today, you have the guts to come and preach religious bigotry? Napo, what is wrong with you? And that is why here I always pray for the family of what? John Kuma. I pray for the family. He was a friend at Legon. The same yourself. You promised Yagbon Wura, northern part where you went to stand in Damango, that you will give them water. The president cast sword. Where is the water for the people of Damango? President Mahama is the one who has been sending water tanker. He's building, putting up boreholes, constructing boreholes for the people of Damango and other places. Your party that claim that you want imams to vote for you. You are your party under Bawumia, who is the chairman of the police council, killed many Muslims. Yes, the Zongo 7 that were killed in Kumasi. Napo, what did you say about it? Kaka was killed with Nasiru in Ejura. They were killed for fighting for peace the country, Ghana. Recently, I also Westward on by-election. You injured as many as 8 or 9 Muslims, including Shao Yaro, Mohammed Al-Hassan, Dubé, and the rest. In the elections of 2020, you killed 8 people, 4 were Muslims. Tajuddin, Abdullah Yarik, Techiman, Savlugu was Samira, and then Ibrahim Abbas of Ablikuma Central. Today, you have the gut And the most striking thing for me today is that LGBTQ, your party, including yourself, promoting LGBTQ. Yes. The son of Dagbon, the Minister for Finance, has refused, or he wrote a letter to the president that they shouldn't sign the LGBTQ bill. Yes, the son of Dagbon, who is a Muslim. Is that not the biggest around, the biggest sin? And ask him, you and him should go and read Surah Al-Qamar 54 verse 34. And you, Napo, should read Leviticus 18:22. What the Bible and the Quran talks about concerning LGBTQ. Today you yourself try to introduce comprehensive sexual education so that they can teach Muslim children and Christian children about homosexuality. You, Napo, you have the guts to come and stand before us and ask why Muslims, imams shouldn't vote for President Mahama. Have you forgotten what they've done for us? Discrimination of our people, that they shouldn't register because they are Zabramas, they are Fulanis, during voters registration and NIE registration, Ghana card. You discriminated against us, just as you sacked us in 1969 under the Aliens Comply Order. NDC gave us freedom. NDC under Rawlings and President Mahama gave a number of Muslims appointments. Today you have the guts. Please, examine yourself very well. Stop this religious bigotry. Well, you know what? One of the things that you shouldn't be ashamed of yourself is that you sat down when the chief imam brought manifestos to the two political parties. President Mahama incorporated 12 out of the 14 that the chief imam brought. Your boss, including yourself, didn't consider the chief imam's policies. That's Muslim policies. We had 12. In fact, it is 18 in all for the Muslim community. 12 was from the chief imam. You had only 1 or 2 in there. And you have the guts to come and say imams and chiefs shouldn't vote for the NDC. Tell me what you have done. You had Aliyu Mahama that you could have given the appointment as the vice president or president. You shunned the son of Dagbon, who's Aliyu Mahama. And you voted for Akufo-Addo. Today you come and stand before Dagbon people to say that they should what? They should vote for the MPP. You didn't consider Aliyu Mahama at the time as worthy of being a presidential candidate. Stop this religious bigotry. Because you know, when you go on that tangent, your boss will be the biggest loser. Though, of course, he's going to be the loser. Muslims and Christians have lived in harmony. The percentage of Christians, if they should all go on one side to vote for a Christian candidate, of course, your boss will never get it. And even the Muslims will not follow Bawumia because they know the kind of harm he has caused us. I just caution you and I ask you to listen to the wise sermon of Otunfo. I thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Now, let me remind you, the first Muslim chairman of the Council of State was Alhaji Mumuni Bawumia, the father of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, your flag bearer. He was appointed by Gerald Rawlings. Yes, the NDC made it possible. And he, Alhaji Mumuni Bawumia, took care of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, your flag bearer. NDC has not neglected the people of Northern Ghana, the people of Dagbon. And so, if you have nothing to say, please don't speak. But your silence sometimes is better. Your silence sometimes is better. Again, listen to the wise counsel of Otunfo.
You live in Dagbon. You're in Dagbon. And you take your thumbprint. And you vote for NDC. It is a haram. My dear, if you are an imam and you pray, and you pray for John Dramani Mahama to become president, instead of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, it's a haram.
We should never allow religion to divide us. The MPP brings people together. We have fought elections on issues. We have elected people on merit. We will not make elections a fight about you being a Muslim or you being a Christian. It is about what you can do for the people of Ghana, your vision and what you can do. So
You have presided in 8 years over the collapse of our economy. If you knew the plan that could work for the economy and be successful, why haven't you implemented that plan in 8 years? Why? If you know what can work for our economy, why is the economy collapsing in your hands after 8 years? You clearly do not understand the economic plans and underpinning the MPP manifesto. So your task is to make our economy work. You cannot do it, and now you want to say the MPP plan cannot work. You have essentially no legs to stand on in saying the MPP plan cannot work, because your own plan has collapsed the economy, and we are bringing a new plan for the economy and a new plan that will work.
Yes, President Akufo-Addo, that is the president of Ghana. He went on a thank you tour in the Western region, and at the entrance of the Efia Nkwanta Regional Hospital, he unveiled a statue of himself at the entrance of the hospital. Somebody said this is the best example of happy yourself. The president is trying his best to force himself to be recognized in the history of Ghana. Of course, you'll be recognized as the West president, but that is not my business right now. First of all, I commend the person who got this handsome picture for our president. The person is, the artist or the person who erected this, we give you credit. You did an amazing job. To be able to get this beautiful, amazing, handsome look out of this statue, you did very good job. We commend you for that. Normally, somebody will say we should condemn the president. Listen, looking at the mentality of the youth, Mr. President, we are in support of you. 100%. We need more statue. This is what the youth need. If you want to talk about this right now, the youth will come after you. You are NDC. You are MPP. You are not supporting Cheddar. You are this. Or you are Alantra. Mr. President, squander their money. We need more statue on the Spinters Road, all over motorway. We need more statue. Go to Circle, mount about 5 there. Squander their money, because the mentality of the youth is not correct. So the politicians will continue misusing your money. If you get up right now and say, guys, the minimum wage is not good, the government should do something about it, a youth will come out under a comment and say you are NDC. And that person who is coming after you saying you are NDC, his monthly pay is not even up to 2,000 Ghana cedis or 3,000 Ghana cedis. Without regarding the fact that you are saying something that is going to benefit him. No. He's looking at which political party or political color you are. Or he can only agree with you when you support their presidential candidate. Mr. President, squander the money. Don't pay attention to the joblessness. Try to build factories. No. Use the money to build more statue. Don't pay attention to the lack of bed at the hospitals. Don't pay attention trying to build factories that will bring employment. Please, mount more statues across. Don't pay attention to the daily minimum wage. Mr. President, they love it like that. Let them remain on it. If you like, you can decrease it. They will love it. Mr. President, force yourself using taxpayers' money to cement yourself as the great man in the history of this country. Do it. Use their money to continue this useless waste project. Mr. President, I'm in support 100%. We are behind you, because this is what the youth deserve. Maybe when you continue recklessly like this, it will make them to wake up one day out of the partisan mentality. You want to talk about this, the president did right now. The youth will come and tell you are a political party. So, Mr. President, continue. When you wake up and say, guys, our water body is being destroyed, the youth will come after you. You are political party. You are NDC. You are this. As if the water is for any political party in this country. I think this mentality is lack of patriotism. When we kept quiet in this country about Galamsey, we hit the street and the youth are dragging us. We kept quiet. You see, the fight of Galamsey is off. The media is not longer prioritizing it. No, everybody is quiet about it. We have this conversation in this country. When we kept quiet, Galamsey is still going on. Nobody is talking about it. The youth who are dragging us, they also kept quiet about it. I thought you that you say you are not politically motivated. We are politically motivated. You that are not politically motivated, what are you doing about it? Nothing. Your energy can only be used to drag us, but you can't use it to fight for the right cause. Mr. President, move forward. We need more of your statue. This one is very beautiful looking. And I'm calling all my brothers, Raf and the co, don't attack the president. Don't try to condemn him. I am in support of the president. Allow the president to misuse our money. That is what the youth want. Because you cannot talk about what is wrong in this country, especially in election time. The youth will come after you. You are NDC. And now, some of you are tagging me. Let me go and check. I'm seeing the statue of my president. The details are not even clear. It's on Facebook before I realized that they put the details there. So this is what happened. Mr. President, go to circle, mount your statue across the entire nation. Mount your statue everywhere. Since the elephant is the symbol, give us the jungle lifestyle. We are supporting you. Misuse their money. Don't pay attention to schools that are not completed. Don't pay attention to students who are learning in goat shelter in this country. Mr. President, don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to large general hospital. No. Don't pay attention to that. Because if you want to even talk about Israel, somebody will come and call us that we are politically motivated. So we are in support of you, Mr. President. Misuse the country's money. Maybe when you continue recklessly like this, the youth will wake up one day.
The road and see the statue. Obit me the car be boom, main down. How, bro?
I feel like I just want the party, they don't care about PR because this, you see, when you do sentiment analysis and you listen to general sentiment about the political party, a lot of people on social media, and I'm basing this on social media, they are of the assertion that you have failed.
Yes. 2 days ago, I tweet, it is possible. Go see the comments. It is possible. You can't even tweet.
Exactly. You understand? The general sentiment about your party, the show say, bro, you know, they go well. For someone who is trying to get someone from your party elected to continue your project as reported in this reportage, you don't do things like this. And Kauko na Sinohydro where we are. Oko no na Efia Nkwanta teaching hospital and Efia Nkwanta hospital now upgrading into teaching hospital.
The road
the president promised you say you go elevate your hospital go teaching.
And you know
how statue there inside.
The places he finished the things he promised him, they don't give him.
He don't give him statue. How you they give him statue for what? And you see, the president shouldn't have unveiled this because no, bro.
This is like the DC for because you the president asked me to unveil the statue. How you feel? And you know, if you look around where the statue did,
how are you feeling?
The places he finished the things he promised him,
because how you give him statue now? At this point, you are working against me. This is bad now. Here,
go on to like, and you know, around the house that the place he finished the things he promised them for how you give us the